Hi, universe.
Hmm. I think we're frozen.
Hi. I am back. Oh my God.
I'm like, okay, I didn't like what was that? I didn't know if I was supposed to talk. I didn't know what I was like, what am I supposed to do? I didn't hear anything you said. You're freezing up on me.
Welcome to the developing country. The electricity, yes, the electricity was off, and then suddenly I lost my Wi-Fi. But this is the
Oh,
special thing with the StreamYard. It can be stabilized in the bandwidth like this when we lose our connection for a while, for example. Then I am still there
oh,
because I'm still online. You see, it is
okay.
a really great thing to use StreamYard in this kind of condition, especially in the developing country like this when maybe the internet is expensive and the bandwidth is unbalanced and sometimes the electricity can be off anytime. You see,
Okay.
whoa, I'm
Okay.
safe now, then we are still live.
Okay. I just, I thought it was, I said, okay, as long as it's not mine.
No. Sorry about this. I apologize also to our what is it? Our sponsors and our audience today, our viewers. So this is a great time for me to be with her, Steph Palermo. Welcome to 100 Days Live with Sonya, the place for the experts to share their experiences and of course their strategies in life and business to reach the goals, right? And I was very sad and a bit worried when you told me that you had COVID at that time, so you had to reschedule this event. But I'm very grateful that you have already recovered, and then look at you, you are still beautiful, you are fresh, even look very healthy. And then, yeah, thank you so much for making the time for 100 Days Live with Sonia, Steph.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to be seen in that part of the world. It's exciting
Yes,
for me.
of Yes, and yeah, it's been years that I've been to Italy. I know that you are not there anymore, but we are going to talk about the characteristic of Sicilian, right? And then so our title today is "Come Back with Me to Go Forward." So melding the pillars of Sicilian life with modern thinking. I don't know what we are going to talk about. I don't know what kind of business system that we are going to talk about. Maybe like the Godfather system or something.
Well,
And I'm very excited to know that, and also because you are an intuitive coach, like, and you have the healing power, and then, yeah,
Mm.
something to help to increase the energy also and the positive vibration of ours, right? And then, why are you into the intuitive healing and then coaching?
Where am I in that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
What? Why are you into the healing coaching or the intuitive coaching? Because I know that you have business minded also for the coaching. Why don't you become the business coach, for example? Why did you choose the intuitive coaching?
Okay, so I think we all have a vocation and a calling, and we all have
Mm-hmm.
gifts, and for me, and I think for everybody, uh, purpose-driven work is extremely important because that's where your soul is the happiest. That's where you
Mm-hmm.
are meant to be, and it's like floating downstream, floating with the current as opposed to swimming upstream. So I'm when it comes to business coaching, in my coaching and in my intuitive soul readings and healings,
Mm-hmm.
I can guide people toward a career either change or shift, or did
Oh,
you ever
okay,
think
okay.
about this? However, to coach them on how to scale their business, uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's not my expertise. I have a coach for that, for me, to help me with my business and to keep me uh, leveling up. So
Yes.
I don't have that expertise, and I'm going to be honest with you, I can't stand it. Like I don't. I when I'm getting coached on what to do with my social media and all of that and the sales, all I want to do
Mm-hmm.
is work with people and heal them and help them level up their lives, bring them on retreats, work with them in coaching,
Mm-hmm.
do my talk show. I love my podcast. I love my YouTube shows. I want to do what I love. That doesn't mean I couldn't give somebody a little advice on. I'm very good with. I'm very entrepreneurial. So when someone tells me they love something, I said, "Oh, you can make a business out of that. Why don't you do this, 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 and this?" I can. However, to business coach on the next steps, it's not my forte, and it's not really what I love to do.
Wow. And then why Sicilian? Why not Roman? Because there are so many ways to go to Rome, right? So I
Well,
would like to know
well,
the characteristic of Sicilian and how you connected with them, you know. Are
well,
you a Sicilian?
well,
Because
I'm
I haven't been to
Sicilian.
the island actually. I
Well,
believe it is very beautiful there. I've been to Trento, you know, only to
it's
Trento
beautiful.
and Rome, yes, before
Uh,
going to Austria at that time. So yeah, it's
well,
beautiful there in Italy. I love it.
it's an amazing country. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I am, first of all, my family goes back about at least 300 years in Sicily.
Wow.
At least that, if not longer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was raised steep in Sicilian traditions, with
Mm-hmm.
our holidays, families, food, uh, and the ways to be. Although I will say, in America, it is watered down a bit, and spending time in Sicily, I realized I was realizing, I said, this is what I'm talking to my clients about, but it's on
Mm-hmm.
steroids here. This is the way to live your life. And so I started to really connect, and I immersed myself in the culture and became part of the town and made great friends and connections and found family and all of that, and I brought that back home with me, and I said, yes, this is what we did for many, many years, but
Mm-hmm.
we missed a lot of the points. This is what, and I said, what happened to our family? We need to be doing Sunday dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, I actually hosted Sunday dinner yesterday here at my house. So with my
Wow.
cousins and the kids and my mom and my aunts and my, and some of my friends came because friends are family and family are friends. So it was great. But the thing is in Sicily, the things that we learned here in America as Italian or Sicilian Americans
Mm-hmm.
really lived every day fully. Nobody says, "Oh, I don't have time. Oh, I have to be somewhere else." When
Mm-hmm.
when I ask my friends for dinner, they're staying for the long haul.
You should
And
invite me because I love Italian food. Even when I was in Netherlands, I used the lasagna for my breakfast.
well, I mean, and I love the cooking, and I certainly adopted a lot of
Oh,
those. I didn't adopt them. I grew up with all the Italian and
yes.
The Sicilian specialties, and so that's how I cook, and that's how I love to bring people together around the table. It's a
Mm-hmm.
great place to connect. It's a great place to encourage. It's a great place to learn. We forgot that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't really know what the traditions are where you are, but as Americans, we lost the family values of sitting down to a meal, and
Oh, yes.
you don't.
It
We
happens
learn.
here too. It happens here too with the modern family because everyone is busy, and I believe it happens there too, right?
Yeah, and it's so well. The thing is we learned how to relate to various age groups and various generations because we sat together and ate together and we
Mm-hmm.
talked together. And when my parents' friends came to the house, we all sat around the table and talked. I learned their sense of humor, the music they liked,
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
and their traditions. I learned who to trust, who not to trust. I learned you learn so much around the dinner table that you find out what's going on in people's lives, what's important. It it's so sad because we've lost. It's a huge gap. It makes a huge gap. So if you think there's a generation gap between, I mean, I'm 54 and my mom's
Mm-hmm.
78, 77, and we're a lot closer than I am with my young son who's 17, 16, because
Mm-hmm.
the gap, he doesn't hang around with me and sit at the table like we did. They're texting me to, can I do this? No. I mean, stop texting. There's not a conversation. So it's not like when we were growing up, there were 3 television channels that we had to click the TV like this. You're just laying there, click, 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 mindless. It's not, there's a lot, the gap is so much wider. And I'm trying
That's
to
true.
help
That.
people to don't get rid of the new technology. It's all good. It serves a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, it should support us.
don't drop those old values. Meld them, bring them together. How can we use this to make our lives better and more and fruitful and satisfying? Because there's nothing that can replace personal contact, being together. We learned this in this last year, did we not? When we couldn't be around people.
Yes, and we get back together again with our the closest people in our family, right?
Exactly. And what happens is as soon as somebody tells you can't do it,
Mm-hmm.
what do you want to do? You want to do it. Oh my gosh, I can't even go sit down and talk with my friend. Well, you weren't doing that
Mm-hmm.
anyway because you were texting them. So now maybe this was a good thing. It stirred the desire to actually be together, physically present, available. This,
And
you got to look at it in a different light.
yes, I agree with that. And we need to be together again to support each other actually instead of against each other. Especially, I see many female coaches also sometimes they complain on the social media because yes, there are other coaches who attack them or something like that. But then I see also it doesn't happen to female coaches also. Maybe because we are more sensitive to feel it, and then we don't ignore it. Well, actually, it happens to everyone that way. But then it will be very beautiful if we support each other, right? That's why I create 100 Days Live with Sonya also, to connect the people with the right clients, and then the people can reach the expert they need, because sometimes they have to search everywhere else, and then they have to contact one by one, which is not easier. Maybe the coaches are busy, the mentors are too expensive. There are so many things that can happen. But in 100 Days Live with Sonia, I hope that all of the experts support each other to help others, you see. And then, yes, then I can understand the value of the Sicilian, that being together and support each other, and then spend the time together to have fun, and then to love each other. Then it will we will grow together in the positive environment, right?
Well, when you have a very strong community
Mm-hmm.
and a supportive community, you won't have the tendency to look for love in all the wrong places. You're getting
Mm-hmm.
filled up by your community, and it is it's satisfying. It's encouraging. And if you're a single person and you have this really great, fun, supportive community, whether it's family, friends, or a mix of both, you won't be lonely to go into relationships that don't serve you. I'm talking about having these nice, healthy relationships. And and,
Mm-hmm.
and to speak to your comment about coaches supporting coaches, just like there's probably millions of cardiologists in the world, you have a
Mm-hmm.
choice. And who resonates with you? Who's on your insurance plan? Who, is who's close by? Who offers a certain, service, or maybe they do concierge. There's doctors that are starting to do that now. So it's a little, and all coaches are not created equal, and all coaches don't have all the same gifts. And so if I had somebody who came to me that was telling me something about themselves that didn't resonate with me, I
Right,
would say, you know
right,
what?
yes.
I think you need you know what? You're in the middle of a divorce right now, and though I can help you, I know a really great divorce coach who will help you through this process.
Yes,
And
yes,
once you're
that's what I
done,
mean.
come
Mm-hmm.
see me. Once you're done with her, come see me. So that's what I'm talking about. We there might be somebody that's like me that appeals to one person, but somebody else has a connection with me. There's enough of us to go around, and there's enough people who need guidance. So there's plenty of clients and there's plenty of coaches.
Yes, and then for your healing coaching, do you have any certain method, or also this is from your ancestor that you do that? Maybe the special thing that you deal with the clients.
I'll tell you how I handle my clients,
Mm-hmm.
and I love them dearly. I do. Uh, everything's this is not a cookie cutter business for me. I don't have
Mm-hmm.
a certain. I have my way, but I stay connected and grounded and connected to the divine, and I can channel, so I can also channel uh, deceased loved ones. So that's not my main job, but it does happen in my coaching, especially if somebody has an issue with a family member that's passed. I've had that situation, and so I listen to what they have to say, and I feel their energy, and I can see things very
Mm-hmm.
clearly. And not every
Oh.
person, so I'm not a cookie cutter coach. I go
Mm-hmm.
with I go with the flow, and then I say, okay, you know what, this is what I think you should work on this week. Let's try this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be aware. Let's journal why, when you feel bad, start taking notes as to what happened around that bad feeling. And then we can identify. And all of this just basically gets me
Mm-hmm.
understanding their space. And because I the more I hear, I know vastly, like way more about them than they even realize. I know things that they don't want to know. I know. And when it comes to healing, my hands will tingle, and I'll say, "Can I put my hands on you? Are you in pain?" Yeah, yes. How did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Mm, and then, but really, the healing in me is not just the hands-on. It's by being with me and working with me, and the healing is just channeled by being in my space. And it doesn't have to be physical. Like, I can still do the Zoom calls and do all that. I mean, you can't stop the divine. Technology doesn't get in
Mm-hmm.
the way of the divine. So I'm just a
Yes.
vessel, and then I tap into my upbringing and
Mm-hmm.
my roots, my all my gifts, and I use that to guide the soul onto its proper path, so that they are living their best, most ecstatic life, nothing short than ecstatic and joyful. And can you
Mm-hmm.
imagine a world where everybody was living their purpose and was so happy?
I haven't found that. Not in the
Well,
perfect way.
it can happen, and I'm going to do it. I
I
am.
believe too. I believe
Yes,
too.
I'm doing it. And if no matter what I can, I'm going to do it. I'm going to, if I can touch as many people as the
Mm-hmm.
universe allows, I will do it.
I know. But then it will be a lot of work for you. Then I can see that. Oh, sorry that I may not be intuitive today also because the master is here. The expert is here. What I mean then, yes, because you also was very busy at that time. But then in this kind of condition, there will be many people who need you. You know that, and also maybe only need to be, how do you call it? Really, you need to manage your energy also because you had just recovered from COVID. I didn't know how you got it.
I
I
don't
didn't
know
know how you
either.
get it, but then I thought that it wasn't something like that. You see, maybe just because your condition was too exhausted, something like that, and you got it. But I didn't think that it was like the real COVID. I don't know, but you've been checking it also, right? And Steph, because you are an intuitive healer also, and who do you serve? I mean, what is your ideal needs or your ideal client?
So my ideal client is in a place where they need clarity on their life.
Mm-hmm.
They have
Mm-hmm.
been through a divorce. They are in life transition. They are
Mm-hmm.
in. They are relationship status change. Uh, they are seeking their purpose. They know there's something more for them. They want to engage in they want to level up their self-care from, you know,
Mm-hmm.
this is more than a gym membership. It's it's leveling up to extreme self-care where you learn how to be your own best friend, because you
Okay.
deserve it. You deserve that. And so my ideal client knows that there's something more for them, that uh, things just aren't right. They're not sitting right with them. They're done with the old ways. There's got to be something more.
Mm-hmm.
And
And I see. Yes.
no, I was just going to say, and they probably already engage in some self care. They at least go to the gym, or they're going to
Mm-hmm.
yoga, and they're starting to try, but they don't really know what to do next.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and then there are so many problems in a relationship. Sometimes when we are very busy, we don't care about our spouse, right? And also for the woman, especially, we don't take care of ourselves. But when we feel that we have problem, we started to fix ourselves. which is they don't need to do that if they are aware by the time that they also need to nurture the relationship. Not only the man who nurtures the relationship, but we need the balance in a relationship, right? And then I see a lot
Absolutely.
of couples who are divorce, they tend to hurt each other while actually they can build each other to end it well so that they have the better life after that. If they cannot make it, then it will be okay. But let's make it in the good way. I experienced the what is it, the bed or the set broken up also with my ex fiance, but then we try to make it better even though we are not as a couple anymore, but I keep trying to approach him to be good friends so that when I have my man now, and then I will not have any pain from the past to bring to my current relationship, right? And then what are the cause that that the couple hurt each other in divorce?
Yeah, it's really, divorce is, even if you want the divorce, it is devastating. It's
Mm-hmm.
a death. It's, you feel like a failure. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you have regrets and feel like you've wasted years and time and
Oh, okay.
energy and all of that. It's so tough. And
Mm-hmm.
if I feel, and well, I know that if you can get to a place where you can look back and say
Mm-hmm.
thank you, because I'm where I'm at now, then that's advancement. So, not, and I've been through all this because I am divorced, and I did not
Mm-hmm.
want to be divorced. I wanted to be divorced from him, but I didn't want my family broken up. And I,
Okay. Yeah, because
and
it involves our family. Maybe we are strong, but our family cannot accept that. It happens also in many cultures, right?
so, I think that, I've sort of been through most of these uh, life traumas. And
Mm.
so I can speak to those issues very, clearly. And I, hurting, and when people hurt each other because they're hurt, for the most part. I mean, very few people are intrinsically evil and hurt people because they really want to hurt them. Most of the time it's just, you're
Because
hurt,
they hurt.
you're
Yeah.
reacting, you're lashing out, you're fearful, like, like a caged animal, they lash out
Mm.
at you. So that's really the most part. And so getting those people on that are angry or hurt, getting them to be okay in their own skin and to love themselves again and to find joy will stop that pain. It's no longer worth it. It's not, it doesn't have, when you are lashing out like that, whatever happened has power over you. You are now a victim. You're in the victim mode. When
Mm.
you're reacting and you're nasty and lashing out, you are a victim. You're playing the victim. So the the only way to take back your power is to be aligned to who you are, and be confident in your amazingness and your contribution to this, to the universe, and how without you, and without you as your full expression of you, the universe is lacking a piece of the puzzle that's so important. And if everybody could understand that
Mm.
about themselves, that how important that they are when they're the full expression of themselves, and that's in the joy of themselves and aligned to the divine and their higher self and their soul's purpose. And then you're no longer a victim. You are you, and you can walk with your head high, knowing that you've done the next right thing that feels good in your soul, and you're living your life the way it's meant to be lived.
Yeah, and to be a victory, to be a winner in everything we do. And how can the Sicilian life or the Sicilian thinking or the Sicilian ways help us in this?
Well, I wrote my book about, the Sicilian way of living. And yes, it's
Oh.
not personal, Sonny, it's business, how to run your family life and business like a Sicilian. And basically I take the 10, what I call the 10 pillars of Sicilian life. And it's the
Yeah,
family.
and you share the PDF also. Please share with us in the comments later so that our viewers and other people can get it also.
Yes, I'll give you the link. But there's like, I talk about respect, loyalty, generosity, purpose-driven work, leisure, love, fear. What else? Did I miss anything? Forgiveness. And I talk about how they apply how you can apply these 10 pillars in your life, like the dinner table, in your business, especially when things loosen up and you can have people, anybody who owns a business, it's great to have people to your co-workers to your home and have dinner together, or do dinners at the office or lunches at the office, because when you sit around a table together and you have a meal and you're talking about life and not just work, you can bond with people. And when you bond, you build trust. And when you build trust, people start to help out one another. Nobody's worried about somebody taking their job. And teams help other teams. And now all of a sudden, the goal of every individual is aligned with the goals of the company, and that's to provide whatever service or product they are putting out there. And it's not about, well, am I going to advance? It's the goal of you become one. And so I talk about all of these pillars in your family and in your life, in your business. I give practical applications in each. So I think it will hit home for a lot of people, because you will remember, if especially depending on your age, what it was like when you were younger, and you can apply those values to your family today, to your life today, to your business today.
Wow,
Being generous,
interesting. Yes,
being loyal. Who's loyal now? People leave jobs. People, you got bosses telling
always want to get the better one.
yeah, that you're replaceable. I say, if somebody tells you you're replaceable, replace them. You're not replaceable. Yes, the tasks might be able to get done, but nobody will do the job exactly as you do. Nobody, because you are you, and there's nobody else like you. So, and also I want to tell you this, Sonya, that I'm offering a 2 weeks in September. It's 2 different weeks to go on retreat with me in Sicily. Oh, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
To share with us.
I'm sorry. What? I'm having a hard time hearing you, honey.
Will started.
It's
Will
like
it be started? I mean the retreat. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I can hear
better.
you well.
That's
When
better.
is the retreat started?
You're okay? Can you hear me? Okay.
When is the retreat started? Please share with us.
The retreat.
Let me go. This is, yeah, I think that I lost.
Now you're sideways.
Oops. Yes, yes, I don't know why. It is really
Oh, I can hear you
weird.
better now. There you are.
Mm.
Okay,
It's
I
really
got you.
weird today with the internet. And then, can you hear me well now? I
Now
mean,
you
when is the retreat started? Please
okay.
share with us.
So the retreat, I'm offering 2 weeks in September. The first one, it's
Mm.
September 14th through the 23rd, and September 28th through October 7th. It's an all-inclusive 8-night, 10-day retreat, and it
Mm-hmm.
includes airfare, lodging, 3 meals a day, all tours, all of my healing circles, sacred sites, meditations, one-on-one with me, a cooking lesson, and all
Wow.
kinds of great stuff. Now, if you're not coming from the United States, the airfare is a little different, so that'll be a little bit different. But
Mm-hmm.
and there's an early bird special to get in before June 30th. And if you do that, I will be giving you a year in my membership community, which is like a
Mm-hmm.
$400 value.
I hope that you can be able to hold it in Bali next time
You
so
know
that I
what?
can manage it.
I would love that. So maybe we'll do that at another time. I would absolutely love to come to Bali. Absolutely.
Wow. Will do, will do. Thank you. And then, Steph, from those 10 pillars that you mentioned before, which one that we should do first when we are getting into divorce? You know what I mean? The process of, or if we have already divorced, what is the first step that we should do to build ourselves again, to build our life again?
Okay, so your question is, after a
Mm-hmm.
divorce, what is the first step?
Yeah.
And
Or when we are just starting to process the divorce, because when we have just started, we feel that I believe that we feel weak because we are losing someone dear, someone who we love the most before, right? And then maybe of course it is really broken that we cannot continue that way. So what is the first step from those 10 pillars that we
I,
should do first?
my first,
Also,
my
mhm,
very first instinct here is to surround yourself with a
mhm,
warm, loving community. And for
mhm.
a lot of us, for Sicilians, we're very family oriented, and so
Oh, okay.
if you have a family that supports you, that's your first go-to. And then of course extend out with your friends and support network. That's the first way to get through the divorce, is to have a support network. you
Mhm,
need you need that, because it's very important. It's very important for your well-being, and you need a place to let your hair down, to be who you are, and to be free, and to get encouragement, to get that support. For all Sicilians, family is number one. And for Italians, there are many people out there. They'll say, Steph, I don't really have a close family. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know. Well, find a community that's close by to you, whether it's in a church group or a meetup group that that can support you. Maybe there's a local healing circle, or something that you can find on a meetup.com or something.
mhm,
You can, and if it doesn't work, if you don't resonate with the people, try another group. Uh, Whatever it is, the first step is to have a, a good supportive community, because when you have that community, you won't have
mhm,
the tendency to get back into relationships that don't serve you. The tendency is to jump back into a romantic relationship because you're lonely. That's a mistake. If you get filled up by the community, and you truly spend time on your own personal self-care, maybe going on a retreat, or getting a coach or getting a therapist, getting a support network, getting healthy, then you can at least get your vibration in straightened out so that when you are ready to receive somebody in your life, you'll be attracting the right people, the right person, the person that is more aligned to your higher vibe. You're more aligned because you're happy. If you're down here on the scale, on the vibration scale, like if you're in that
Mm-hmm.
depression, anger, shame, guilt, those are low frequency vibes. You're just going to attract more people that need help. You're going to attract broken people into your life, people that are unavailable, maybe even abusive people, or that's what you're going to attract into your life if you stay at that low
Mm-hmm.
vibe. You want to raise your vibration and to get yourself into that space so that you're attracting the right people, not just a romantic partner, but friends and really people who are going to encourage you to be the best version of yourself. That's the number one thing you should do when you're, and it can be a breakup in any relationship, whether it's a divorce or a long-term relationship. You know
Mm-hmm.
what? Even getting fired from your job, it feels like a death. You need a supportive community.
That's really inspiring. And but time runs very fast. Actually, I would like to ask you more questions, and then I hope that you can join us on online World Summit for live streamers in June, so that you can share more. But it will be totally different because it won't be any interview like this. It will be like the presentation, or you speak to your audience for about 20 minutes, and it will be great if you can join us next. And
What's the date of that?
the first until the 5th of June, and yeah, it might be harder for our what is it, Australian speaker, but I try to make sure that everything is going to be okay for all of us, the international speakers, because there are some sponsors from Australia also, and then of course the US, and then yeah, there are some speakers from UK that at this time yeah, it is harder for them to join 100 Days Live with Sonya, but we have already some speakers from Europe and UK, of course, but then it will be easier also next time. And then, Steph, do you have any message for our viewers today for 100 Days Live with Sonya?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What do I have? What?
Do you have any message for our viewers? Also for
Yes,
the audience later who are
yes,
going to watch
yes.
the replay?
I do. I first like to say I would love to join you that week, June 1st to the 5th. So let me know about that. I'd be happy to.
I will take you,
Yes,
yes.
I would love that. And I will say this. Uh, Always remember, where there is love,
Mhm.
mountains seem like plains, and that's a Sicilian proverb.
And what does it mean?
It means that you can mountains. If you come across mountains, as long as there's love, it seems like flat ground. You won't have to worry about climbing. So loving yourself, loving yourself enough to really care for yourself and love the people around you, love your life, and love your gifts, love who you are.
That's really interesting. I've just known that. Yeah, I agree. Actually, we can see the tops, the beautiful view from the plane. No need to hike up. So that is a very modern proverb here. So thank you so much for sharing with us about it.
And how do I share my? I have a free download of my first book, and
Yeah, after the show, you can put it in the comments, and then you can share the link, right, to your PDF, how people can get the PDF or register to your retreat. Then it will be easier for them to
that
click.
would be great. So you'll send me the links, and then I can do that there. I can do. Oh, where
Yes,
do I do the comments?
yes, on my profile, then the people will see more.
Okay,
Also,
perfect.
or maybe, yeah, then I can share on the other pages also on YouTube for our
Perfect.
VIP guest, right? And then,
Perfect.
so really thank you very much for
Thank
making
you.
this day beautiful with the, with a lot of values from the Sicilian family and also culture. And then it will be great if you can share more on the next event. It will be a different title, of course, different discussion, but I hope that you can share more about
Absolutely.
what you have with the intuitive healing and everything. Okay. And I would
Absolutely.
like to thank our sponsor today, Rosbrand from Livestream Universe. Thank you for being our main sponsor and, of course, our great speaker. And if you haven't registered to our next event, do not forget to register to wordsummit.anitasonya.com, wordsummit.anitasonya.com, and I will be very happy to see you there because Restream is our official sponsor, and we got more sponsors also, and I need more sponsors. If you can join us and support Online Word Summit, then I will be very happy. And thank you very much again, Steph. We love you, and really, I feel very happy that you can recover from COVID. And yes, then you gain more energy. I know that. And have you already done more activities outside after that, or are you still at home?
Oh no, no, no. I'm out. No, I'm out and about. Oh yeah, no, I'm back at the gym and yes, I'm back. I'm back.
Yay!
Yes, I'm
So
back.
it is great. I'm very happy to hear that. That's why I'm very happy that you can make it today.
Thank
And then
you.
thank you so much again, and I'll see you. Bye bye.
Right. Ciao, ciao. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.